Okay, well, new conversation. So I just started a job today. It was pretty good. Just working with within the real estate business and not actually selling anything, just making calls on behalf of. And it seems pretty good. It's pretty flexible, which is what I'm needing because I'm thinking of picking up on another job. Um, and it has up to 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, but you can do more or less if you want. But it sounds so interesting. So I'm really happy that I got it. I didn't think I did get it. I'm going to totally zoom in on this sunset while I'm talking. I didn't think I did get it because they interviewed me for it 2 weeks ago and they said, oh, if you haven't contacted you by like this Friday, you haven't gotten the job. So I was like, I like totally forgot about it and moved on to more job searching. And then I was like, but today I was like, today. Well, last week, at the end of last week, I got the call to say that I had the job. I was like, really? What job? I was like, no, I didn't say that. I was thinking that. Like, really? What job? And I was like, oh, what's this job? Something to do with something? And I got the gist of it. I got the gist of the job. But today they were asking some questions. And I was like, I just can't remember in what context I knew certain systems and things, and so I'm just bluffing through answers. And they're like, yeah, definitely, that's exactly right, I was like, thank goodness. Because for a second I didn't know what to say, because I have so little memory. It's like, it's really tragic. And so I'm saying, yeah, I've come across it, I've used it before. And they're like, oh, so how did you use it to communicate with your peers? And I'm like, I had to think about it for a second. I said, oh, we just generally just use it to keep an open communication and stuff. And yeah, it's definitely right. But I'll have you have a look at it. But I couldn't quite remember the job that I'd used it in. I'm like, I know I've come across it. I know I've used it, but I couldn't quite remember in what context I used it. And I was like, a little bit of I'm doing a little bit of blind jabs there, with answering questions and things. But I don't know. I got the rundown of it today and I was like, so tomorrow I get to start going through the script and using it and stuff, and I'm like, cool, see. But I don't really know how far this job can take you, whether or not it can take you very far or not, but I would hope that it seems like it's definitely like a long-term job. So a few hours here, 6 hours there, could lead up to what's 30 hours a week. So it's 30. Sometimes I go do up to 55 hours a week depending on the job, but I'm sort of hoping I get this other job, which is a telesales job too, or any of the other lucrative jobs I applied for last week would do. Because I know a couple of them were like 130, 150 grand a year if you do well. But but I did get a call back last week saying to expect a call this week over a certain telemarketing job, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So if I did like both, do one then the other, it's like should be cool. That would give me enough money to be able to do whatever I like. Move back into the city before the tornadoes take place, because I know this area has them. But yeah. I was told last week, oh, the way the trees are falling down near the back is like, that's because we had a tornado last year. And I was like, So that's a friendly cyclone I was sort of fearing before we moved here. So, yeah. I mean, this is a very nice place, but it has its little issues, and I don't want to be around when it has its issues, but I'm still wanting to, I'm still wanting to, move towards an inner suburb somewhere, whether I own it and then rent it out later, I don't know, but I'm always signed up with SOB Real Estate, so say, oh, you can't own it and then rent it. And it's like, yes, you can, My sister did that. And I'm like, oh, it's okay for their trendy suburb and there's trendy real estate, but this is my area and I don't allow that. It's like, okay, well, you pay $150,000 to do that, and you're like going, what is all this demand? I think they're really just cashing in. I think you should be able to do that whenever you like, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll think about that later. At the moment, I have no real plans for moving, but I probably should have plans to move somewhere because, yeah. So tonight, I'm just gonna probably be on the computer doing things I should have done today, making a couple of songs, doing a bit of writing, and doing a bit of online work, and studying again tomorrow. But right now, I gotta go back inside. Don't know where the dog is. The dog is gonna be left out here. She can wander around. I'm gonna go back inside. Hopefully, avoid any traces of dog droppings on the ground, and do my daily exercise, which I haven't yet done. So, half an hour.